Welcome back to Briggs on Books, our international talk show where we talk to authors from all over the world. Not to mention this week, we've talked to people from France, from Spain, from the parts of Africa, from Australia, and even Canada and New York so far. And the week's not even over yet, so it's going to be a good week for us. By the way, many of our viewers are authors or trying to be authors, trying to get across that finish line. And so I like to bring on people who got there, who got across the finish line. Not just that, but we have editors and publishers and agents to come on the show. So keep watching if you're trying to be an author. And if you're already an author, come on the show and we'll help you sell your book or try at least introduce you to people who might buy it. Most of our viewers are readers, and I'm one who's always trying to figure out what to read next. So it helps if I hear a little bit from the author about their book and inspires me to get their book. Our next author has done it. She's written a book, or 2 or 3 or 4, I think 8 in total. So she knows how to get it done. Welcome, Debbie Burke. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you doing this for readers and for us authors. Very, very much appreciated.
Before we get too far into it, here's the cover of Debbie's latest book, Deep Fake Double Down. And what's a deep fake, Debbie?
Deep fake is something that's real scary. It's artificial intelligence, and they have actually been around for some time. But previously, you needed to be a real techno geek to be able to operate them. And there were some funny ones, like Queen Elizabeth dancing, boogieing down. And so, yeah, there's a lot of joke ones. But as of a couple of years ago, there was a program that made it possible for virtually anybody, you, me, your dog, to download the software and be able to create deep fake videos, photos, voice cloning, all this duplication, and it's very low cost or no cost. And so that I found a very fascinating, scary idea for evidence, because if somebody puts a fake video of you up online on social media and it goes viral, yeah, and you didn't do any of that stuff, that's how do you prove you're innocent when 5 million or 50 million people have seen you? So that was what prompted my book, Deep Fake Double Down.
And it novelizes the idea, and some people said, man, she really has hit on something that's out there right now.
Yes, it's very timely, and it is. I'm not writing a Tom Clancy techno thriller. You don't have to understand computers, because I certainly don't. And so it's just, but I have enough explanation in the book of the concept so people can understand it. But my concern is, how does it affect real people? How could this be used as false evidence against an innocent person? And so that was what prompted me to write the book.
It's intriguing, the whole idea that there's a deep fake and somebody's got to defend themselves, I guess, and prove that it wasn't them.
And how do you prove it? I mean, when somebody sees something with their own eyes, yeah, they automatically assume it's correct. It's real, but it isn't anymore.
Well, there's this thing that's kind of new to me, the TikTok, which is video after video that people have made, and you hit these that are just absurdly, like you said, Prince Charles something's going to happen to him tomorrow. I don't want to jinx him. And you believe it. And I have to stop myself. Wait a minute, where is this even coming from? But the images and the sound and everything looks so real. And then I guess other people could repost them so something could really go viral out there.
And that has happened. A couple of years ago, the president of the Ukraine was a fake video was posted where he was telling his troops to lay down their arms and surrender. And so, I mean, this could literally change world history, things like this. And so it's something that I think is very timely, and I'd like to direct more attention, public attention to it. So Although my book is fiction and it is a beach read, it's not, not heavy. It's just a fun read with lots of twists and turns. But I do like to tackle serious themes underlying
Yeah.
the story.
Hopefully your book will be thought-provoking, and maybe more people won't just take for granted what they're seeing as the truth, but maybe it could be a deep fake. And it's not so deep anymore. I mean, it's coming more and more easy every day to do these videos.
Yeah, it really is. I did a lot of research before I started writing the book about how these things were done, and I put a little bit of it into the story, and then I had a guru check it for me.
Uh-huh.
And this, over a period of about 9 months, from writing the book to when I had him read it and review it, he said, "Oh, we don't do that anymore. Oh, that's passe. That's out of date." It was shocking how quickly things had changed
Yeah.
just in a few months.
Right.
So it's galloping forward at light speed.
So your book is very timely. And by the way, we were talking about our theme that we have so many prospective authors watching, and that you not only did this fascinating book, but is it part of a series?
Yes, it is. It's the eighth book in the Tawny Lindholm thriller series, and the first book was Instrument of the Devil, which also deals with a little bit of technology, because it's a cell phone thriller, where a terrorist was going to bring down the electrical grid starting at the Hungry Horse Dam, which is in Montana, where
Mm-hmm.
I am, and use a smartphone to do that. And at the time this book was set, it was possible because the security was so porous for power plants that somebody with a smartphone could just hack in and get in
Right.
their computer and mess up the whole grid. So that was another timely idea that caught my eye.
It is.
But again, I wanted to make a story about
Yeah.
it and about real people.
That's fascinating. Yeah, I know these smartphones are more powerful than our first computers that we were getting in the late '80s and '90s. So
Right,
I just
right.
happen to have, I don't know why, your second book cover here. You showed the first, Stalking Midas, and so there's one character that goes through all these books.
Yes, Tawny Lindholm. Actually, there's two characters. There's Tawny Lindholm is starts out as a 50-year-old recent widow, and she's been out of the workforce. She's broke. She needs money, and so at the end of the first book, she meets this lawyer who's very brash and very aggressive, charismatic, 6'7",
Wow.
James Earl Jones voice, and he he actually saves her from going to prison because she's in trouble with the feds, and so then he offers her a job, and she's, well, wait a minute, I don't know anything about the law, I don't know what you're talking about, and he says, well, I intimidate my clients, and I want you come across as very trustworthy and honest, and I want you to find out what my clients are too afraid to tell me. And so that's how they come to work together.
Wow.
And spoiler alert, by the end of the second book, they are in a relationship, and it continues. So.
Good. Good. I think that's good, because that's what I would be hoping for as I read the book. Who's going to read these books, by the way?
Well, my target audience is basically women over 50, and people who are interested in just a fun beach read, fast moving, lots of twists and turns, lots of plot complications. And I'm surprised because my focus was initially that I would draw a women audience, but I'm surprised at the number of men who
Yeah.
enjoy the books and write reviews for me. So I'm happy. Whoever enjoys it, looks for a beach read that's fast moving. Great.
Yeah, I know this is the eighth book in the series. Do they have to read them in order?
No, I wrote each one as a standalone story. The characters do have a continuing arc, where their relationship develops over the 8 books, and but you don't have to. Uh, you can start with book 8 and not and be immediately up to speed. You don't need to
Yeah.
read the previous books to understand what's going on.
Can you tell us how the relationship ends up? Just kidding. No spoilers, Debbie.
Spoiler alert, they do get married.
That's good. That's good to hear. Um, yeah, I love a series. I love a character. I love kind of the intrigue type of book. It sounds like you have a lot of that, and I hope a lot of people would like to read that. Now, I have your web address on the screen, DebbieBurkeWriter.com. What will our viewers find there?
Okay, well, it has all of my books, of course, and a sample teaser, like the first chapter or so
Oh,
of
nice.
each book, so you can get a little taste before you actually commit to buying the book. And of course, the sales links are on there. It's available through Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple, Kobo, all the major retailers. Plus, the books are also available in paperback.
Nice.
And I like to support independent bookstores, so I always encourage people to, if their independent bookstore does not carry it, to ask them to order it.
Go ask for the Debbie Burke book series. And I just want to say that's not fair. You put in the little piece of each book that we could read for free, because once we read that, we're not going to be able to stop, and we're going to have to buy it.
That's the whole idea. You got it.
Let me ask you about technology of books. Is your book on the Kindle or all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's available in ebook and paperback, and
Ebook,
it's on Kindle, it's on Barnes and Noble Nook, Apple Books, so it's pretty much available anywhere.
Yeah. I've never tried reading one on a device, so maybe I'll start with yours. It could be my first.
Okay.
I
like Kindle because I have poor eyesight, and so I can make the font bigger, but my heart is with paper, with a real book.
I love to hold a book and read it, but it's getting harder for me, I tell you. I've been going with the audio book and stuff, but I might try the device because I think you could make the contrast different, the size different. I've never done it, but
yes.
I guess it's the future.
Believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. If it's easy enough for me to do it, you can do it. So.
Okay. Debbie, we're way past time, but I just want to give a minute. You want to say anything else about your book or about you, or anything you want to tell our viewers?
Well, just thank you so much for giving authors an opportunity to talk about books, and to aspiring authors out there who are not yet published. My overnight success only took 30 years, so don't give up. I was on Medicare before my first book was published, so
oh my goodness.
So it's not something that you have to. The nice part about being a writer is you only get better with age and experience. Unlike being an athlete, where you peak at 25 or 30, and your career's over. With a writer, you can keep going as long as you want to.
Yeah, and I know we're past time, but once you got one or two done, did they all start coming easier?
No, each one's different. Okay. Some of them came easier than others, but each one is different. Each one I run into a different brick wall about half to 2/3 of the way through. But
well, I don't mean to say that's good. It's encouraging to hear that you have that, which all of us do, but you get through them and you get book after book published. Is there something else coming out, by the way?
I'm working on the 9th book in the series, which is set on Flathead Lake in Montana at a cherry orchard. And if you have never tasted Flathead cherries, you are missing out on heaven.
Nice. Thank you, Debbie Burke, all the way from Montana. We appreciate you, and we hope to have you back again and again. You're very inspiring.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the time, and appreciate that you do this for readers and for us authors.
Thank you. We'll be back with more authors right after this.